afternoon, everyone. Janessa Cole here with HR Project Partners. Today, I'm the guest host with Gale Force Winds, and we today are at the LabWest MINEx 2026. I have a special guest with me here this afternoon. I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about who you're representing here today. Dave?
Okay, no, appreciate that. David Brazel, and it's not my first MINEx. As a former politician and leader of the BC Party and an opposition critic for mines and energy, I came here many times. Now, since I've left politics in a different world, I'm in the consulting business, and I'm here with one of my clients here, Strum Consulting Engineering Company, and we're having a great opportunity here to talk about the industry. We got to listen to two ministers this morning, the Minister of Health and the Minister of Mines and Energy, and the Premier just now at the luncheon venue, plus a number of the people in the industry. Great things happening here. There's great vendors here who are now selling their wares, explaining there's nothing that can't be done in Newfoundland, Labrador by Newfoundland, Labrador companies. And Strum is one of those companies that I'm proud to be connected to. Fledgling Newfoundland, Labrador engineering company that has connections all through Atlantic Canada and can do whatever needs to be done in the structural, the commercial, the environmental engineering part of it. Well, what a great time to be back in Wildbush and Lab City for the MINEx and to take in the fresh Labrador air.
Yes, exactly. And it is refreshing when you say that, Dave. Like, whether it's the air or the conference itself, it's a nice time to connect with everyone, and really it's always exciting because it's most of Labrador that attends this event, and especially in Labrador West. So with respect to Strum and the work that they're doing, they do have a presence in Labrador and supporting projects and companies throughout the province. What does this event mean to them and being here?
Well, it's a great opportunity to network. I mean, they're one of the sponsors of the conference here as part of that process. So, they're actually also stepping up to support what this means for everybody, not only for them as a consulting engineering company, but for all the other vendors, for the liveers that are here, the businesses that are in LabWest, and all Newfoundland and Labrador. So it's about networking. It's about explaining to people the service you can provide. It's about developing partnerships, and it's about getting a better understanding of some of the other specialties that other companies may have here, if it's a particular piece of equipment or if it's a particular service that they can provide. So, venues like this are fabulous for modernizing what's happening and letting people know that, again, and I said it before and I'll continue to say it, there's nothing that we can't do in Newfoundland and Labrador. The expertise we have here, the skill set we have, the engineering ability to manufacture anything here is second to none. So why don't we, tell the world, we're open for business.
Yes.
And we're not afraid to do partnerships as long as the benefactors are also included in the benefits of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians and Newfoundland and Labrador companies.
Absolutely. And Dave, attending all of these events and being here before and coming again this year, what advice would you give someone attending these events on behalf of a company?
Well, have a chat with your fellow vendors, because you'd be surprised the relationships and the partnerships. And it may be something that is not immediate to you now, but you may be dealing with a customer or a client down the road who has a specific need, and you can say, well, I know a company that can provide that. So now you can partner with them as part of that. It's getting up to date on new technologies and new approaches to things. It's getting an understanding of what the political will is here and what the environment is for fostering our businesses here, federally and provincially and municipally. So it's a great opportunity to keep moving the industry in the right direction and being part of that movement. Yes. Everybody has a part to play. People say they're small and big. No, there's you doing what is beneficial to your company, but at the same time moving the industry forward. And here in Labrador, the mining industry, we tout a lot of the offshore industry, very important as part of our industry.
Absolutely.
But the mining industry is exceptionally important. Let's remember where we're from. Bell Island, Bell Island and Buckins and St. Lawrence, before there was offshore oil and gas development, they were the things that sustained, tens of thousands of jobs and hundreds of millions of dollars into the local economy. Labrador West and what's doing in Lab East and what's doing on the island now and the other type of mineral development in the mining industry is very important. But right now, there's a world demand for iron ore.
Yes.
What better than to do it here We have the top grade ore. We've already got a proven history. We're at this 75 years here in Labrador West. So why not foster that? And let's get more Newfoundland Labrador companies partnering with the big companies that are coming in to invest billions.
And, you know, Dave, when you talk about being from Bell Island, and I obviously grew up in a time the mines was closed before even, you know, I was born. But coming here to LabWest, and I do it somewhat frequently, it's really just, there's so much information here, so much you can take in, so much you can learn, and just how one company piggybacks off another. And when you talk about supporting one another, having the conversations, learning about your counterparts, it's so important now more than ever for us all to support one another and be here for one another and piggyback off one another.
100%, because I mean, if industry grows, obviously so do social programs. The government then has the tax base to be able to invest money in education and healthcare and infrastructure and aging populations and employment and equity and you know, gender equality, all the things that are important in our society that give us the roots that make a good society that's free and flourishing. But to do that, you've got to make sure you also invest in your technologies and that. Who better than the industries to be able to do that and create employment? And not only create employment, but sustainable, well-paying employment. And then put the infrastructure in play. I mean, Wildbush and Lab City were, you know, small towns like Bell Island was, really were just going to be a mining town for the workers. But now they've become a fledgling. Now they've developed into communities that have, you know, sports teams. They educate our young people. They take care of our older people. They're involved in healthcare. There's social recreation. There's all kinds of positive things that make a good society that we have. And, you know, we've seen it. People come, it's a good intergenerational concept, but it's also a new cultural thing. We're seeing differences here now. There's a fledgling of new cultures coming to LabWest and other parts of our great province of ours, and that's because industry is growing up better than the mining industry, because that's worldwide. That's one thing about it. The one thing I've noticed in the last number of years coming here, even the big companies, the billion-dollar companies, are no longer here as competitors to each other, because they see the reality that there's enough to go around internationally. So let's carve off our piece. And while we're carving off our piece internationally, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are going to be the benefactors. And that becomes not only the workers, not only the people who live in these communities, but everybody. The tax regime pays for all the other positive things we need. So we're in a good place. We just got to make sure that the rough roads we hit a couple of decades ago in the mining industry, we don't run into them again, because we're being proactive versus reactive. And industries are doing that with technology. They're doing it with their marketing strategies. They're doing it with new ways of doing things environmentally friendly. As part of that, and they're doing it with collaboration with industry, workers, and different levels of government.
Well, thank you, Dave. It was really nice to have you on here, for sure.
Jessica, it's good to be up here again, and a fellow Bell Islander.
Absolutely.
And talk about our home turf, but more importantly, talk about the great industry we have in Newfoundland, Labrador, and what's happening here in LabWest.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.